you remember when this was the worst that the Seven Deadly Sins' anime had to offer? Like, when we first took a glimpse at this Escanor versus Meliodas fight, I think we all were just repulsed by how disgusting this looked. But little did we know, the Seven Deadly Sins could get much worse. With this past November, as you can see, November 8th, 2021, we got this trailer for an upcoming Seven Deadly Sins movie by an official Netflix, Twitter right here, basically saying we have an upcoming full CGI movie for the Seven Deadly Sins, and it really shows how far the series has fallen. It is just continuously getting worse and worse. Like, this whole trailer is just straight up a certified, mobile game. Look at this. Look at this closely. It's a certified mobile game. It is. That's exactly what this is. And because of this announcement this past November with, this movie that's kind of taking place in between the Four Knights of the Apocalypse and the Seven Deadly Sins, it was only a matter of time until this happened. Where, as you could see, an official announcement just literally came out today that the Seven Deadly Sins, Four Knights of the Apocalypse is getting an anime adaptation. And I want to be honest with you, when this news came out, I screamed, eternal screaming, because of just, we know this is just gonna get massacred. Let's rip off the Band-Aid right now. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid, and let's be honest with ourselves. There is no way in hell that this franchise, like the Seven Deadly Sins in and of itself, any form of anime adaptation of it, is going to be handled well. It has been on a spiral ever since Season 1 came out, and it's just gotten progressively worse and worse ever since the first movie flopped. And so, stuff like, for instance, this became, the norm. The Escanor versus Meliodas, just how bad this was. The lack of life and movement, everything with it. It just became normal. And now we have a CGI trailer, which granted CGI can be done right, but it just goes to show you that they've kind of given up. Now they're just doing a straight up mobile game trailer. That's exactly what it looks like to me. And I feel like many probably have that impression. If I go down, yeah, you can kind of see here. But anyways, one of the big topics I want to talk about, though, is obviously this announcement of the Seven Deadly Sins' anime. The Four Knights of the Apocalypse getting an anime, which is a sequel to the Seven Deadly Sins. To kind of clarify, I actually have not read the manga, which I should. I really love Seven Deadly Sins, and I do want to clarify a few things. Look, I want to, just look this up, okay? Seven Deadly Sins manga. I'm just gonna show images and stuff, but I absolutely love Seven Deadly Sins. The manga is fantastic. I know people have problems with the Seven Deadly Sins. Not everybody likes Seven Deadly Sins, because I know many people, when they think of the series, Nanatsu no Taizai, they think of the anime. They think of, this, for instance, the Escanor versus Meliodas fight, and just how terrible it is. And it is terrible. It should be pointed out. It is absolutely atrocious seeing something as iconic as Escanor versus Meliodas. It's absolutely atrocious. Here, I'm gonna show you. Look at this. Escanor versus Meliodas. I want to type this in for you. And just look at how good this looks. Legitimately, it looks absolutely incredible in terms of just artwork. I remember when this happened in the manga, when this all popped up, we were all just holy crap, this is, a lot of these images, in the manga was amazing, and then the anime comes out, and it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't. And it's just sad to see what they did with it. So, everybody's first general impressions of Taizai is that it's bad. That's what you think. But, obviously, the manga is relatively good, and I'm a huge fan of the manga. And so, seeing just the downfall of the Seven Deadly Sins series to what it is becoming, or what it is already, to now it's going to get an anime, and there's no way there's going to be any justice done to this artwork. Because, I want to be honest with you, I love the artwork from Nakaba-sensei. The artwork of the Seven Deadly Sins has always been incredible. I've loved the fantasy look to it, the way the characters are drawn, and there's just no way the anime is going to be able to properly display this type of artwork, even if it had a somewhat decent anime. But throw on top of not really good, anime, it's just a disaster. And so I really have no hope for this project. And so I want to take a few moments to look at, the leaked visual as you can see here, for the actual upcoming anime for the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. So, as you can see here, this is actually a leaked visual. It's in the magazine, and pretty much, as you can see, the Four Knights of the Apocalypse is the upcoming anime visual. You can see the character designs, etc. Now, at first glance, this doesn't look that bad. It doesn't. But I want to point something out to you. This is Season 4's key visual. Okay? This is Season 4's key visual, which we know how Season 4 turned out if you've watched it. It is... yeah, it's a yikes. It's a big yikes. It's a bigger yikes than this fight right here. But anyways, if you look closely at this, I've zoomed in here, as you can see. The facial structure, it doesn't look that bad, but once again, if you look at this, you can see some similarities. And so I have it pulled up here, actually, if I could zoom in here. I want you to take a quick look at just the way the characters are drawn, because obviously the character design is going to be similar since, they are the same character, same, writer is, doing the series. For instance, Nakama Sensei has wrote both series, so there will obviously be some similarities in character designs, but obviously when it's adapted into anime, there is some core differences, maybe the way eyes are shaped or colored, etc. And I just want to point out very quickly, look at the way Meliodas' eyes are drawn here, okay? Look at the way his eye shape are, the characters' eye shapes, or the way they're drawn in the shadowing. And then I want you to take a quick look at this, like over here. If you look closely, the shadowing and the way the face is drawn in general for the anime is actually very, very similar. Like, they are almost exact, honestly, which is unnerving, because this pretty much might give us a hint at what this is exactly. Like, who is working on this, what studio, etc. Obviously, I could be wrong, but it could be the same individuals that worked on Season 4 of The Seven Deadly Sins. Now, this is obviously clear speculation, so this obviously isn't confirmed. I just want to make sure I clarify that. But when you look at just the way the shadowing is, it actually shows kind of what it might be, like, who is potentially working on this. And the only news we have right now is this. Pretty much the anime is announced, the 10th anniversary, etc. That's pretty much about it. We don't know the staff, we don't know the studio, but judging by, like I said, this movie announcement we have here, judging by how the previous seasons were done, it's probably going to be around the same individuals working on the upcoming sequel, Four Knights of the Apocalypse. So, I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention to let everybody know that, yeah, we have a new anime for the Seven Deadly Sins coming out, and more horror is coming our direction, probably. I am honestly scared, because Season 4 was a mess. Like, oh my goodness. Like, you guys that probably dropped off right here, you're lucky. You're lucky you dropped off here. You did not see how bad it really could get with Season 4. It was something else. But, yep. Just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention that the Seven Deadly Sins Four Knights of the Apocalypse is getting an anime. I'll keep you guys all updated when more information comes out. I don't really have much high hopes for it, but who knows. I do wish, though, it would be good for Nakama Sensei's sake alone, because he is actually a really good manga author. So, hopefully it does, but like I said, I really don't have any hope. But I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in. Thank you for everyone that watched the video. If you enjoyed the video, I brought you any new information or anything, please leave me a like, subscribe, etc. And with that, guys, I love you. Be safe. Chibi out.